Welcome, maybe the best day of the NBA, Thursday night, and we're happy you could be here with us. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Coach Stan Van Gundy. And joining us from the sidelines is David Aldridge. A chance now to check out how the All-Star voting is shaping up.
And I tell you, the excitement's starting to ratchet up a little bit as the tallies start coming in.
And you look at Edwards. He placed 5th in the balloting and secures his spot in the starting roster for the West.
And I feel he belongs among those stars. It's been that kind of a year for him.
So with the All-Star starters in the books, don't forget to join us for the NBA All-Star game coming up very, very soon. Here's the starting group for Houston. The post-pair form, it'll be Smith and Şengün. Running the wings, they'll go with Green and Brooks. And it's Ford in at the 1. And for the Timberwolves, Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Rudy Gobert is out there with Randall. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard position. And what a matchup we have here in the front court, Greg.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified. And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
And here is Ford. Turned in an outstanding game against Brooklyn. Drills it from outside.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Now, here's McDaniels. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
Got a hand on it. And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Buries it from three-point range.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
Oh, here's Edwards. This game out, he had 40 points. And there's the foul. It's on the franchise. That's his first foul. McDaniels with the ball. Last game he had 12. Over Brooks. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And you gotta box out Gobert or he will make you pay on the offensive glass.
Smith outside. Over in the corner, Green. Smith sets the pick for Green. And the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
And you can tell Green is a competitive player, willing to put in the sweat to find looks.
Mr. Gobert. To the paint. Here's Edwards. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That's on Jalen Green. And, Greg, it didn't take long for Anthony Edwards to prove himself in the NBA.
There's so much to like about his game. As outstanding as his offense is, his defense cannot be overlooked. He is a lockdown presence when he needs to be.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Here's McDaniels, and too long on the shot. Houston's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. They kick it out to Green. Good, and a nice assist from Ford. Green's got 5.
Oh, the corner isn't always Green's spot, but we know he's got the skill to hit from there.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Alden. David.
Hey guys, the franchise in the last game against Brooklyn put on a show. He had 56 points and was reliable as ever from distance. A mind-blowing effort that's going to be hard to repeat, but it's hard to bet against him. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Greg, it was obvious he was having a lot of fun out there. Tremendous victory.
I'll tell you, he may have been enjoying himself, but whoever was matched up against him certainly wasn't.
Yeah, well, winning is usually fun, especially when you have it going like he did.
Here is Edwards. After the made shot from Ford, McDaniels gets a wide open look. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. From outside the arc, and Ford with the basket on the assist by Smith. And 11 points for the franchise.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And there's Gobert putting it right back in.
Yeah, Gobert showcasing that athleticism.
Now, here is Ford. He's got 11. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
1:07 left here in the first quarter. And the call will be against Jabari Smith. That's his first foul. Beasley's checked in for McDaniels. And then for Houston, Steven Adams, he's checked in for Şengün. Tari Eason comes in for Jabari Smith. And it's Whitmore in for Dylan Brooks.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
Here's Ford. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the result.
Timberwolves trail by 10. Randall surveying the D. Outside Edwards. Gobert with a screen on Green. And here's Edwards from the arc. And it's Whitmore with the rebound. For Houston, they've gone 8 of 10 shooting, coming out very strong. Green, and it's good for 2. Green's got 7 points in the game.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Here is Edwards. You talk about a player who can absolutely light it up. He averages over 31 points a game. Gobert with a screen for Edwards. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. And so it's the Houston Rockets enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And we've got more M2K Sports coming your way after this break. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Houston.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
And it seems they've also put an emphasis on moving the ball, working to rotate around the defense and find those quality looks.
This is how the floor looks for the Rockets starting the second. Tari Eason is out there with Green. Then it's the franchise. Then there's Whitmore. And it's Adams in at the center. Ford, no luck.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
Yeah, field goal percentage above 50 now. Their offense is starting to show.
inside. Here's Ford, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. You know, Stan, it sometimes seems that coaches get themselves ejected on purpose to fire up their team. Am I on the right track there or not?
Well, Kevin, certainly it happens with some guys. There have certainly been guys, Jerry Sloan, Don Nelson, who would do some of that.
How about you? How about you?
Now, Kevin, you know me. All I always ever tried to do was help the referees because we all just want to get to the right call, and I could help them.
You did all the time.
As much as I could, but they were not receptive.
Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Beasley, the pass to Reed. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Rockets leading by 15. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you very much. Jaden McDaniels has become an X factor for the Wolves. Mike Conley says, we know what he does defensively, but the offense that he can bring for us balances our unit. It's much needed. Guys tend not to think of him as an offensive player, but he does have that in his game. Kevin?
But I love the reference to an X factor. He definitely is that. All right, David, thank you. And standing 6'9", Jaden McDaniels possessing tremendous length for a perimeter defender.
Yeah, Kevin, and he can really move his feet, too. Jaden McDaniels is clearly one of the best and most versatile perimeter defenders in the league.
Beasley outside. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Conley's got 3 assists now in this one. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Ford against Conley. Ford, that's good. Ford's got 24 points.
Keep getting him the ball. He's been a huge part of this offense.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust. Houston with a big group substitution here. Şengün's checked in for Jock Landale. Jabari Smith comes in for Green. Dylan Brooks, he's checked in for Tari Eason. And Jalen Green subbed in for Cam Whitmore. Green against Edwards. 4 on the shot clock. The Rockets pull it in. They are on a phenomenal run right now. 16 consecutive wins.
Well, just to be able to be on the call and see these guys in person is a real treat. They've been the talk of the NBA during this streak. The question now becomes, can they sustain the focus and level of intensity? They are looking quite comfortably in control, so it's going to be interesting to see.
Every year, it seems like Randall's playing with more awareness. And that's why you can now run the offense strong.
And the shot goes down. And it's now 26 points for the franchise.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
Back to Randall. Over Brooks, and there's another one for the Timberwolves.
You know, they like Randall to be an offensive presence in the paint. They want him to be an option on every possession.
Down low, Şengün, a putback, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Here's DiVincenzo. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. And so Brooks will bring it up for the Houston Rockets. McDaniels against Ford. Fires the 3. Gets it to fall, and now he's 10 of 15 on the game.
And once again, the defense allowing him to get a clean look at that triple. He continues to do some big-time damage from downtown.
And finished off by Edwards.
He is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. And so it's the Houston Rockets sitting on a 21-point lead to end the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here.
No matter who makes it, I know all these guys. They're ready.
The final tally of votes soon to come, but there's still time to get your ballot in. Now or never. And let's talk now about the game we've been watching. What a terrific first half for the Houston Rockets.
The defense.
And that concludes.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. It's been a clinic out there by the franchise.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
Yeah, he hasn't been settling. He's getting to the rim, and that's him at his best.
Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Randall out there with Gobert, and it's DiVincenzo in at point. That's Chris Finch's 5 as we get into the second half. Minnesota shooting their third free throw attempt of the game.
Looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
Well, we know Edwards has an outstanding skill set, but what makes him truly special is his competitive will and ability to handle high-pressure moments.
And that's a special play coming from the one spot.
You know, his passing can take a backseat for that dunk. Wow.
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
And the defense of the Timberwolves stand as good as it gets.
Well, Kevin, they can compete with anyone when it comes to size, not just up front, but on the wings. They're long and athletic, but it all comes down to execution, and they get it done.
It's Edwards on the wing. Pass to McDaniels. DiVincenzo against Ford. 5 on the clock. Here's Gobert. Great defense that time from Şengün. Green in the post. Edwards defending. Smith the pass to Şengün. Here's Ford. Sinks the triple. Ford's got 34.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thank you very much. The Timberwolves have become a rough and rugged team. Swingman Jaden McDaniel said, "We don't let nobody push us around. We're always being physical defensively. I feel like we're a tough team, super tough." And Kevin, they certainly have the size to hold their own.
Always being physical. But, David, that's their identity. And we thank you for the report. The Timberwolves have gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. DiVincenzo with the screen for Edwards. And he's good on the 3-ball. Edwards got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, this is why Edwards is a nightmare for defenses. He can drive right through you or pull you apart from range.
When I think of you as a coach, I think defense. So let me put you on the spot as you assess the wing defenders in the NBA right now. Who are some of the top 2 or 3 that you notice?
Well, look, there's so many good ones. My favorite right now is Lou Dort because he's so strong, he's so disciplined, and he has an amazing ability to use his body even against guys that are a lot taller. He is a frustrating guy for great scorers to play against.
Now, he brought a lot to the NBA, but haven't the Thunder done a good job developing that kid?
Well, they have, and look, they've got other great defenders too, like Jalen Williams.
So on the floor for Houston. Running the wings, they'll go with Green and Brooks. The post pair form, it'll be Smith and Şengün. And it's Ford in at the 1. Pass to Brooks.
Screen.
To the left wing. Here's Ford. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Brooks has got 4 assists now tonight.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Conley, the pass to Miller. To the wing on the left. Şengün against Reed. Over Şengün. Reed misses.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Took him no time at all on that one. Ford's got 41.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. Thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him. Well, that's easy pickings for him. Unless the defense is all over him, he'll take that all day long.
Houston leading by 20. Plays it up and banks it in.
Let the big fella eat. Şengün just doing his thing down low.
Timberwolves on offense. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. And that game concludes a 5-game homestand. And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. And that timeout by Coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. A new lineup here for the Timberwolves. McDaniels finds Gobert. And here is McDaniels. Gobert with a screen on Brooks. McDaniels, no good on the 3.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
And it's Brooks in the corner.
Right there.
Here's Ford. His 3-pointers off the mark.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
McDaniels passes to Randall. Rebound by Smith.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Ford gets to Şengün. Houston moving the ball around. Ford passes to Şengün. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. And a few years back, the NBA coach decided to change how they do take fouls. It appears it's had the impact they wanted, don't you think?
I certainly do, Kevin. I thought it was a great rule change. There's almost nothing more exciting in NBA basketball than the fast break. And take fouls were limiting that. Now that we've gotten rid of those, we're really getting to see the athleticism of NBA players.
Because we want to see the finish, don't we? You want to see what happens when they do get off on that kind of break.
That's where the excitement happens.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
Here's Ford. Offensive rebound. They kick it out to Green. Pass to Brooks. Here's Ford. No good from outside. Got the defender off his feet with the bump fake, but couldn't knock it down.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Rockets.
We got to see a display of offensive prowess in this one that got it done. High-scoring game.
Bucket after bucket. They were really in attack mode all game long.
And so checking out the record for these guys tonight will mark win number 37 for them on the year.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far, they've won 2 straight.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for the franchise.
Well, bottom line, he was just unstoppable at times. Not much you can do when he's playing with that kind of confidence.
And the way they have controlled the glass this game, really impressive.
Yeah, they're winning the possession battle, and that's often what decides games in the NBA.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
Up top, Gobert. Just 5 to shoot. And the basket by Edwards.
Just a ferocious play by Edwards, taking the contact but staying committed to his finish.
Ford, no luck. Now Edwards. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that'll do it, folks. So for Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long, everyone.